Oh, very appropriate. Tell everyone what we're doing.
We're showing you how to cook a turkey crown.
Turkey crown, step by step. How to get your lunch ready.
Is a turkey crown like when a woman's crowning?
That's so disgusting. I'm not even going to start with you.
Oh, okay. Do you want to see Santa?
Very, very annoying bacon. First of all, what I would say to you is I'm annoyed with my bacon.
You always are.
Right. Welcome everybody. Now I never cook a crown, right? Because Nanny Di loves legs. But Mark and I had a good old chat about this and we thought, do you know what? It's a year of austerity. People don't want waste, and obviously there's going to be far fewer people around the Christmas table. Guess what? Next year will be so much better and I'll cook a turkey with legs. How about that? So I've got a crown here.
What if turkeys don't have legs next year?
So I've got a 2.5 kilo turkey, okay? I got it out of the fridge about an hour and a half ago, and that's the first thing I would say to you. It's much better to cook your turkey, you know, not at fridge temperature, basically. So what you need to do is whatever your turkey weighs, so it's 20 minutes per kilo, so we've got 2.5 kilos, so that's 50 minutes, plus
20 minutes.
On the top of that, 70 minutes.
Oh, 70 minutes.
So how much is that? 50 plus 70?
120.
120. How many minutes in an hour?
60.
60. How many hours are we cooking it for?
2.
2. And I've already got it on at 200 degrees centigrade. Right. Now I'm making this dinner, this Christmas dinner, for 4 o'clock, because I think that's the time that a lot of people have it.
Yeah, because I need to be passed out by 6 on Christmas Day.
So I want to put my turkey in 3 hours before I eat. And the reason for that is, so many people struggle with cooking everything at the same time.
You struggle with telling it.
Listen, once you cook your turkey, before you cook your roast potatoes, before you cook your parsnips, anything, this is the best tip you're going to get, rather than trying to squeeze everything in the oven, right? So obviously I'm a cook, I write cookery books, all of that, so I've got 4 ovens. Most of the world has 1 oven. Cook your turkey, take it out, and then wrap it in foil, and you keep it there and it will stay warm for ages while you cook everything else. It takes all the stress out of getting the turkey out, putting the potatoes in. So we're going to cook our turkey, and then we're going to wrap it in foil, and then we're going to cook our potatoes, okay? So we want dinner at 4 o'clock. We're going to work back 3 hours, because we need an hour for the roast potatoes. So this is going in at what time, Mark?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. So you put your oven on half an hour
At
before,
12:30. Are you keeping up, Santa?
I mean, I was looking at the crowns yesterday, and I thought the one that they were saying for 4 or 5 people was a bit small. So
What do you think, Chi-Chi? What do you think?
Right, first
Chi-Chi,
of all,
what do you think? She just wants the crown.
we're going to make a turkey lattice.
Oh.
Okay. Now, I'm a bit annoyed because I thought this was thick cut bacon. It's better to get thick cut bacon. So you see that first. We've got an L shape, right? Next piece of bacon.
It's only L if I stand over there.
We are going to go, watch this, above the slice that's along here. Okay. Where we go next, Mark?
Underneath.
Underneath.
How are
Now,
you going to do that?
listen, you just lift it up.
Right.
You absolutely do not have to do this. You can just place your bacon on your turkey.
But I have
crown.
to say, a lattice work on a crown or on the chest of a turkey is a nice Christmassy thing.
Yeah, but you honestly don't have to. All the way through this Christmas dinner, I'm going to give you the easy option and a bit more faffy.
Do it, do it, do it. I'm saying, sorry, she's being really nice. If you don't do a lattice work bacon thingy on your crown of turkey, I'm coming round.
I've made my life incredibly difficult because this bacon is so blimmin' thin. Try and get thicker bacon, it will make it much easier.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be you if you were making your life
So you
difficult.
see what we're doing? We're putting it on. It's going to be so hard to do this. Above and
You're then going to
below.
do all the others down.
Yeah.
Wow.
But, as I say, if you can't be asked with this, I'll show you at the next stage what to do.
Just lay it over the top, right?
Just lay it over the top.
I must
It's important to put butter on so that it sticks.
Before I met you and I cooked a chicken, I used to just lay bacon over the top of the chest. I didn't know why I was doing
I mean,
it.
it does look nice when you lattice it. And if you actually, all I'm doing is alternating on top of the bacon, underneath the bacon.
Wow.
Over,
This is like weaving.
under.
It's like basket weaving.
Yeah, we could speed this bit up now if you wanted.
Yeah.
bit boring. It's going to be the messiest damn lattice you've ever seen. That's for sure.
I'm trying to work out if there's an easier way of doing it, but there isn't.
No. The easy way to do it is with thicker bacon.
We're interrupting this lattice work to bring you a technical announcement.
A messed up lattice.
She's made wrong lattice choices. Bits that should be latticed aren't. Bits that are latticed shouldn't be.
We went, not bloody lattice.
But it began to make my head ache and her head ache,
God.
and we couldn't get it right.
Well, you know what I would advise? Look on a YouTube video on how to lattice a turkey.
So, in the interim, we're just going to show you a turkey having fun. Done.
Almost, last bit. One, lift up.
Make it look effortless.
So you just, but what you've got to do is not be talking to Mark and mucking about, because to be quite honest, that went so tits up, it was hilarious.
So am I the problem?
Mark was the problem. He was entertaining me.
It's important to make mistakes so that people watching feel that you're relatable though, Nads.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm now going to put it in the freezer
Oh.
while I prep the turkey. Oh God, am I going to get that in there?
Very unlikely. Chi-Chi's smoking a cigar. Chi-Chi, is that enough? You can't put
Might
it in
need
the
to
other
put it
one.
in the other one.
No, the other one's full.
It'll have to come out in 5 minutes.
It's full. Chi-Chi, she's taking all your dog food out of the other freezer.
Imagine it's gone in the freezer.
You've got nowhere to put your lattice work, babe.
God.
It's really strange thinking that that lattice work's going to go on me. Then my head's going to go in the oven. Not literally. No, health warning. Don't do that. Don't ever do that.
Mark was just saying, God, you're cutting all those in such a weird way. It's because it doesn't matter. Because they're just going into the bottom of our pan with our turkey, because this is going to be part of our gravy. It's going to make a delicious gravy. So, a couple of chopped carrots. I've got 3 onions. They're going to go into my dish. And celery.
Always red onions?
No, it's just what I had. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. So, and some celery. Now, don't they... Ugh, I hate celery. Because celery makes such a lovely gravy. You won't know it's celery, you won't taste it, but it makes a great gravy. I'm going to add some sage. This is extra faff. You don't have to add sage.
It's not that faffy.
You could add thyme. No, but somebody, they might want to buy it.
Oh, right.
So you could add thyme, but you don't need to add anything. Honest to God, it's just fine, just like that. I'm adding a bit of olive oil. You don't have to. It can just be normal oil. Doesn't matter. Because what I want the vegetables to be a bit roasty rather than just steamed. This is the base of our gravy. So now we're going to add our turkey.
Oh! As many followers of the channel will know, I'm something of an expert when it comes to oiling birds. There she is.
There she is, just a walking down the street.
Going ooh la dilly dilly dum dilly doo.
It looks fine, let's get it, let's get it.
Just look at her lattice work, guys. Look at it. Check out her lattice work.
Where's the maple syrup?
Santa! Where is it? It's in your pocket. Santa keeps it up his sleeve, doesn't he? Like elf.
I've got a bloody great pot of it.
That's one hunk of a crown. Thanks for taking one for the team. Is this a bit where it gets a little bit surgical?
A little bit surgical. Not too surgical.
Oh, good.
So, a slab of butter.
A slob of butter.
I mean, don't forget we've got the bacon as well, which is going to keep our bird nice and moist.
Yeah.
So some butter, a little
Got that?
maple syrup.
Ooh.
I'm just putting a little. Again,
Ooh,
you don't
fancy.
have to. You can just do the butter. We
Chestnuts
don't need salt
roasting
because
on
it's
the
a slightly salted butter, and we've got the salt on the bacon, so we're okay for salt.
I don't know why that made me feel really Christmassy when you're putting maple syrup and butter. I don't even know why. Why?
Because maple syrup and butter is Christmassy.
It makes me think of
I'm going
elf.
to add a little more sage. You don't have to. This is really nice.
You're a
sage.
bloody sage junkie.
I love sage with turkey, it goes so well. You really don't need to do it. You can just do butter. And as I say, you can just do butter without the maple syrup.
Have you thought of seeing anyone about how much sage you use?
So we're just going to put some stuffing in.
Deep breath. In.
And that,
And out.
I'm just going to put some into the neck of the bird.
Breathe in.
Like that. It gives some flavour. It looks nicer as well, I think, if that's plumped
And out.
Next, we're going to put our butter on. And I've dried the skin, really important.
Oh, I'm good at this.
Because otherwise,
Do it slowly.
it doesn't stay on, even though it's quite difficult. So just got to stick it on.
Wow.
Put your hand underneath.
Oh my God, you're going to slap it.
And then over
Oi.
the face. And again, if it had been able to go in the freezer, it would come off a lot easier, but it's fine. We're okay.
Oh, look at that, it's magical. Oh, it's like a face mask.
Around the leg. How's that look?
It's looking great.
There you go. A few little mistakes, doesn't matter.
No.
The whole thing is, just don't get upset. Try and enjoy. Look, see, I haven't latticed there. I missed my lattice. But it doesn't matter.
Have you ever got really upset whilst making turkey?
I think
Turkey?
sometimes when you watch like cooks cooking on telly, they do everything just so that it kind of intimidates you.
Can I ask a quick
And I think some of them do it on purpose.
Yeah, because they're wankers.
Keep the mistakes in, because that's the reality when you're cooking. Unless you're a chef, and I'm not a chef, I'm just a home cook.
How do you prevent...
All right.
How do you prevent the turkey becoming a dry turkey? Do most people overcook?
I just spent the last 20 minutes doing.
No, but do most people go... You could go through all this and you could still... If you leave it in the oven for too long, are you running the risk of destroying it?
It's not about turkey, it's about anything if you leave it in too long. If you've got a thermometer, a turkey thermometer, it's a really good idea to use it. Because what you want at the thickest part of the meat, because I can sit here and say hot 20 minutes plus but everyone's ovens are different, everyone's turkey is different.
And everyone's lives are different.
So you want your turkey, lots of people say 70 degrees in the middle. You can do that. Nigella is much more easygoing. And Nigella says 65 or 60 degrees because she thinks people overcook the turkey. I'm going to put
Nigella's a tart.
a good splash of white wine just on the vegetables. Don't pour it over the meat.
Will it burn it?
No, it's not that. It's just, I don't know why, it just makes it all go a bit soggy. We want it to, just underneath, just on the veg is enough. So then, tin foil.
I might do this at Christmas. I might follow our own recipe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you're not wrapping it tightly around the bird. You're making it like a little tent like that. Okay, so you've done everything you possibly can now to make sure it's not dry turkey. The next thing is that you don't keep prodding it all the way through its cooking. Do not put a fork into this turkey, right? Because what will happen, you pierce the skin and all the juice comes out.
So is it in the Lapland of the gods now?
No, we're going to time it.
Well, you're saying you've done all you can, but hey, now it's a wing and a prayer.
Well, you just want to just let it cook. Now, I'm not going to look at it.
Let it cook.
I'm not going to look at it for an hour, and then I'll take the foil off and baste it. So I've got it at 190, and I'm going to put it on for 2 hours. So last night, I peeled my veg, so they're sitting in cold water, ready to go. That's what I would say. Get Christmas Eve, get everyone peeling. It only takes 5 minutes if everyone does it. So they're waiting to go. So we'll just let that cook away for an hour, and then I'll show you about the potatoes. My potatoes. Tell them how good my potatoes are.
Yeah, they're great.
They're easy. A little bit of faff, but very simple. Just cooked in normal sunflower oil. No fancy duck fat or goose fat or anything. Just simple. So with my leftover stuffing, I make some stuffing balls. Put them in the fridge because they'll go in a bit later. Oh my God, that smells so good. I absolutely... What's the thing, if it wasn't on your Christmas plate, that you'd cry if it wasn't there? It just wouldn't be a Christmas dinner if it wasn't there.
Parsnips.
Parsnips, yeah. Mine would have to be sage and onion.
I hate Brussels sprouts.
But I couldn't have a plate without them on. I like two. What about you guys? What is the thing that you could not bear to be missing from your Christmas dinner?
Answers on a postcard?
Roast potatoes. Imagine if there was no roast potatoes.
Well, Maddie would shoot you.
I'm going to let Nadia just have roast potatoes. I'm going to do a whole tray of roast potatoes. It's her birthday.
Okay. It smells great, doesn't it? Stuff always.
It really does.
Always
It's
smells
making
great.
me start.
What's the overwhelming smell of?
That's the sage and onion.
Yeah.
So you see that? So easy. But you've made your own stuffing.
Wow.
Tell the family you made your own stuffing, because you did. Can you open the fridge for me? I've got sticky hands. Thanks, darling. It's 2 o'clock. Okay? So at 2 o'clock, take the crown out. I haven't opened it, I haven't looked at it, I haven't done anything. I've just let it steam away in those juices. We know we've got that lovely fatty bacon on top. It's keeping it nice and moist. Take this off, keep it, because you can use it to wrap it later. Oh God, Mark, just tell them.
Smells great.
How amazing does that smell?
Oh.
I cannot tell you.
Let's
The
get a bit
sage, the wine.
Get out of the sun. Let's get a bit of sun
Absolutely.
flare. Oh.
Absolutely beautiful. Look at it round from this side, not the pretty than the back side. So you might be thinking, but if you've got the bacon on the top, the skin underneath isn't going to be crispy. Well, I don't think turkey skin is very nice. We never eat the turkey skin.
That's radical.
But if you wanted to take this off
pull it
at
off,
this
right?
point, you could. But we're going to leave it on because I think it looks really nice at the table. And look, for all that faffing about and not doing it perfectly, the lattice bacon, it looks great, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it was brilliant. You wouldn't know it was badly done.
I was just chatting to my friend Lee, and he was hungover. And I was like, you won't believe what I'm doing. It's not a cooking Christmas dinner this time. Because though we're telling you different times, it's actually the morning. So it's a bit the smell. Oh my God, it's getting me excited for Christmas.
I suddenly felt Christmassy when you brought
First end of Christmas. I used to love that when you come down in the morning and be filled with the smell of turkey roasted.
I never had that.
Oh. And I'm going to put my potatoes on. So the same time you baste the turkey, we're going to prep the potatoes. So I allow 2 to 3 potatoes per person. Put them into cold salted water, lots of salt. This is where you season them. Close the lid. So I'm now going to cook those for about 8 to 10 minutes. I just want them parboiled, a bit softened on the outside. It depends how big your potatoes are, but around 8 to 10 minutes.
What's that?
That's for my special Brussels sprouts.
When did you do that?
Last night, so they're ready. Do them on Christmas Eve.
Oh, have you said that already?
No, I'm going to say it when I show them how to do
All right, am I
Brussels
just jumping the
sprouts.
gun?
Yes, you're annoying.
Santa, that's your fault. You asked me to ask about them. Oh, look.
So just checking. Yeah, so you want to be able to scrape them. Yeah, that's perfect. Still
Be
hard
careful.
in the middle. It's soft on the outside.
Word with you later.
So just going to drain them and let them cool a little bit before we do my little trick. But lots of you know that watch this regularly. Lots of you do my roast potatoes, so I know you do. But for those that don't, and those that are new to this channel, you will find out how to cook my perfect roast potatoes, which is going to leave it to cool down for 10 minutes. This, if it's Christmas Day, would be the perfect time to have a little half glass of champagne. Just a half glass, don't get pissed before you make the gravy. That is my big tip.
Anyway, Santa, tell us again, how did you meet Mrs. Claus? Gosh, she was a right naughty old mare, wasn't she? It was cold. It was a cold and lonely night. Was it the night before Christmas? And how did you know she was the one for you? Sorry? You felt her presence.
I really recommend one of these. They're fantastic. They're cheap. Just get them on Amazon. And it just makes it so much easier than pulling the whole tray out.
It's remarkably chemistry-like, isn't it?
Makes things very easy. Panicking now because we were
Whoa.
doing the live.
Coffee moaning got in the way, guys. Pull that down so you... Oh, it looks great.
Oh, it looks lovely.
Oh, just the right amount of crisp. Oh, are we eating this as a test?
Just take a skewer if you don't have. Look, you see how the juice is coming
Yes.
out clear.
Yeah.
That means it's cooked. If it was coming out a bit bloody, you'd need to cook it for a bit longer. Okay, so I'm going to now.
So Santa, have you ever cooked a turkey? Do you eat turkey in the North Pole? Oh, you don't get time for turkey. No, of course. She finds my hand. Oh, he's just dropped his magic stick. She
Being careful not to prick the skin or the meat because you want to keep the juice nice.
Yeah. Oh my God, this looks hard. And heave-ho. Okay. Well done.
Right, now I'm going to put that foil we saved earlier
Oh yes.
tightly around it, and that will stay warm for hours.
Right.
So now we've got a nice free oven.
So you're using the same technology they used on NASA's Apollo 11.
Oh, am I? But also, of course, what happens is it's resting really well, so all those juices. Actually, I'm going to wrap that better. I'm going to put another piece over there. You
Sure.
want it really tightly wrapped, but I can do that like this.
Yeah.
So
This looks joyful.
I'd like those to cook a bit more, so I'm going to add a bit more wine. I want those vegetables to be softer. So whilst my oven's heating up, because I'm now going to turn it up to 220 to cook the potatoes and the parsnips. And I'm just going to put that in just while I prep the potatoes.
Wow. So these little details are quite crucial, aren't they? You say? Those flavours and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how we do the potatoes.
Oh.
They've cooled down a bit now. Take a fork and just rough up the edges. Now this is a bit more faff.
You're roughing them up?
If you don't want to do this, but what I will say is this will guarantee you gorgeously crispy roast potatoes.
It really does. Doesn't it,
You can
Santa?
even-
You had some.
You can even do this in the morning if you want and get it completely out of the way.
Can they sit for as long as you want? Just like scraped?
Yeah,
and,
once
you know,
they're cooked.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll go a little bit grey, but don't worry because that won't show when they're cooked. I mean, I wouldn't do it the night before, that's for sure, because it's going to be a bit weird. So if you don't want to do this faffier bit, but if you've got the kids to help, you'll be done in seconds. Maddie usually does this for me, actually. Yeah, if you don't want to, what you do is when you drain the potatoes and they're still hot, you put them back in the pan and you just shake them like that and you'll get roughed up edges.
So it's like taking them out and you're roughing them up. It's like taking them outside and beating them up.
I've forgotten to do this, sorry. Before you do that, you need to put your pan. Now put a really good dose of oil.
Okay. Wow.
See how much, you want a good dose of oil. It will just crisp them up, makes your life so much easier. If you put too little oil, it will take forever. So I'm just going to put that in there to heat up whilst I'm doing my potatoes.
I'm actually quite surprised by how much oil was in there myself. I mean,
You know it's Christmas.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really hard to... Oh.
So I've got my oil now out of the oven and I've just put it on the gas here because I like to keep it really hot when I put the potatoes in, because what you can do is you can put them all in and then the heat of the oil goes down and then it can add another extra 15 minutes or so to the cooking. We want to try and get these done really nicely in an hour. I mean, you know, we're setting this lunch for 4. But if it ends up being 4:30, it doesn't matter. No, don't panic.
Well, it does, because Nanny Di will be fast asleep.
In they go.
Oh, it smells divine.
Right, so they'll be in 15 minutes and then we're going to put the parsnips in.
What's that? I'm not a fan of Brussels either. I know.
So, we have got our roast potatoes in and in 15 minutes we're going to put the parsnips in. So I just want to make the Brussels sprout mixture, which we can heat up when we're ready, but it's another thing done and out the way. So last night I shredded and cooked until tender the Brussels sprouts. Now I'm just going to put a little knob of butter into a heavy based pan. Don't put it in a thin saucepan because it will burn and be horrible. To that, I'm going to add some garlic. Now, Mark has always hated Brussels sprouts, but he loves these Brussels sprouts. Now, it's only a little garlic. You don't want like a super strong garlic bread taste. You just want a hint of garlic. Honestly, it's so lovely. People that hate Brussels sprouts Love these. It's not my recipe, I have to admit. It kills me to admit. It's my sister Dina's recipe. To that, I'm going to add some black pepper. Black pepper is a spice.
Hang in there, Santa, hang in there.
So I'm just going to fry that with garlic, just soften the garlic. I'm going to add my Brussels sprouts. So easy. Of course, you can just steam your Brussels sprouts. You don't have to do this. Again, it's just if you want a little bit of something a little bit special. You could even make these the night before. So to that, I'm going to add a good splash of cream.
Yeah, I think that's the key ingredient for me.
It's about 4 tablespoons. Let's make it 6.
Hey.
6 tablespoons.
Is that looking better, Santa?
Depending again on how many Brussels you use. So that's a small bag of Brussels I've used there. Parmesan. You might think, what, Parmesan? With my Christmas dinner? Oh, but it's so nice as a little side. I'm also going to steam some whole Brussels sprouts just to put on the top when I serve it. You don't have to put the Parmesan. You don't have to put any cheese. You know how like some people have cauliflower cheese with their roast dinner? It's a bit like that. It's that kind of flavour. Right. So I'm just going to leave those flavours now, and then I'm going to turn those back on when I cook my carrots. That's another thing done. Okay, so they've been cooking for 15 minutes now, and I've just brought them out to give them a little turn. You absolutely don't need to do this. This is extra faff.
Just the extra yard. You don't need to
and not do this turn at this point. They've been in 15, 20 minutes. You don't need to do this. Okay, so we're going to put that in.
Ooh.
And take out my gravy juice. Deal with that later. And now I want to tell you about these. I tried lots of different pre-cooked parsnips, and these are my favourite. Aunt Bessie's honey glazed. It's not an ad, it's just what I like. So this is what you do if you want the ease of them. It really annoys me that there's always one really huge fat one. It's so annoying, and there always is. So I think on the packet it says something like 25 minutes. I never find that's enough.
Oh.
So I always cook them for 45 minutes.
Do you?
Yeah, at least.
That's quite a dramatic difference.
I also cook my, for ease, just at the same time put your sausage and sausage meatballs in. So potatoes have been in for 15, 20 minutes. It's 3:15 into the oven together. And as I say, this is hopefully for 4, but it's fine. It doesn't matter if they're like that. It's fine if it's 4:30, but that's what we're doing at the moment. Because don't forget, around Christmas time when everyone is using the ovens, sometimes the ovens can be a bit cooler than when you put them on. So, you know, I've put it's up at 2:30 now. That's what I'd probably do at Christmas, turn it right up for the potatoes. So now we can leave that for 45 minutes. Kiki's filming for me for a minute because Mark's doing his Joe Wicks. Oh, look, they're looking lovely now. So I'm just going to give them another turn. You don't have to do this. This is a bit of extra faffing because I like them really crispy on all sides. So I'll put the heat on again, turn them over, and then they should be ready in the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to make some gravy. If you don't want to do this and it makes you nervous and it's extra faff, just buy 2 big pots of homemade gravy. That's what I would say. But I'm going to show you a bit of extra faff. So we've got all our lovely vegetables and juices from the turkey. There's not a lot of fat in this. You could separate the fat if you don't want any fat, but I like a bit of fat for flavour. So I'm just going to heat that up. Just take a minute or 2. I really, really recommend getting one of these. They're absolutely brilliant. You pour your gravy in, like at this stage, if it had a lot of oil, and it will separate the oil and the stock. And then you just press this handle and the stock comes out without the fat. A spoonful of flour to my juices to thicken. And just cook it in with the juices so we don't get a floury taste. So I like to get the gravy done ahead of time and then heat it up because it's a faff to do it in the last minutes. So to that, I'm adding a pint of stock. We want lots of gravy. You don't want people struggling for the last bit of gravy. But I have to say, however much gravy I make, it's always totally finished. I'm going to add another splash of wine. Set that one. Okay, so that's nicely reduced. And now I'm going to pour this into a saucepan. I bet more and more of you are thinking now, I'll just buy it.
What are you thinking, Santa?
Now I'm just going to blend all those lovely vegetables in. Thicken it further and give it lots of lovely flavour. See all the carrots and onions, the sage, turkey juices, delicious. Mark, can I give you a little bit to taste so they can hear your
Oh, that's really
It's
nice.
so good. A dash of cream. Some people will use mayonnaise and it's really nice and gravy. I've got a spoonful of mayonnaise. That is lovely. Okay, so that's ready.
To infinity and beyond.
Okay, so my potatoes and everything are about 10 minutes away. So that means I'm going to slowly heat up my gravy, heat up my Brussels sprouts, and get my veg on.
What's your favourite veg, Santa?
Oh, things.
What's your favourite veg?
Right. Okay, just a word on the veg. I really recommend, if you don't have a steamer, that you get one, because it's not just for Christmas, for life, it's just amazing. Because I can put the carrots and the Brussels, a bit towards the end I'll put the peas in there, so you've not got all your rings on. And also in life, past Christmas, you could put your fish, your potatoes, your veg in 3 stacks. It's just a brilliant way to cook. It's a really fast way to cook steaming. So I'm going to put that on and just let the Brussels just heat up really slowly. And then I'll just keep checking them. I'm over here now, I wouldn't leave. I would just keep these all cooking, checking my roast potatoes.
You're like a drummer.
These are the that's why I say, do not get pissed before you have got the dinner on the table, because it will be a disaster. Salt the veg. Put it on a high boil. Because we're doing an easy Christmas dinner, the simplest way to make your carrots a bit special and a bit different, and that is to finely chop chives, and then we're going to put butter and the chives on. Delicious. Really lifts just a boring carrot into something else. Stirring and bringing to the boil. I might look at it and think, oh, I might put a little bit more cheese, or I might put a little bit more cream. We're having a look. Okay, so now I'm just going to put my gravy on really low, because I find what's happened many times with me before when I had less experience was I'd kind of like, I've got everything ready and then I hadn't done the bloody peas or got the gravy hot, and then everything goes tits up. So don't put it on a high, put it really low. Put the lid on so that it's not all evaporating, and just let it gently, but of course remember to keep on giving it a little stir. Don't leave your veg at this point, you just stay stirring, nursing, getting everything ready.
Not getting pissed.
Not getting pissed. Don't now go.
Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Do you hear that,
Okay.
Santa?
Okay, so my gravy is hot. My Brussels are perfect. My carrots and extra Brussels are cooked, and underneath there I popped up some peas, so they're done. So let's get our potatoes out. Wow. Look at those. Stunning. And you know, you can keep checking. Again, as I say, because, you know, ovens get cooled down a bit at Christmas because everyone's using the gas. You know, if they look like they're going a bit quiet when you check on them, they're not bubbling enough, do what I do, take them out, put them on the gas, bring them up to the bubble, keep turning them. Oh my God, I'm salivating. So that's absorbed all the cream. It's gorgeously garlicky. I've added a good pinch of salt. They're a bit under seasoned. Now my carrots are there. I'm going to put a knob of butter.
She said knob of butter. Filthy.
A knob of butter. Have to have butter on your carrots. Chives. If you don't like chives, you could put thyme or oregano. I think it's nice to put something. That extra little layer of flavour, it works really nicely, like it does with the teeny bit of garlic.
Do you ever put a little bit of sugar on your carrots?
Can do. We've got our parsnips. They took a good hour, so don't listen to the packet instructions. And actually, looking at them now, I would have put them in the same time as the roast potatoes. And there's our sausage balls.
Hey, Snowy, the Christmas dog, what do you think? Do you want some turkey? I think I want some turkey. What about you, gingerbread man? What about you, ballerina shoes? What about you, creepy angel? What about you, famous frog? You want some turkey? I want to live in the house. I want chips.
Mark, come on, we want to see it done.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
So that's our...
Talk us through it.
That's our Brussels sprouts with the cream and the parmesan and the garlic. That's our beautifully homemade bit of parsley.
Gravy. The jug. It's the most beautiful jug. Look at what Miranda got us. Oh,
No Jane Waite
stunning.
bought that.
Oh, beautiful.
Carrots, buttered carrots with chives, parsnips, perfect roast potatoes, stuffing and sausage meatballs, and peas, and gorgeous bacon lattice turkey. And the thing is, if you want to do bread sauce and cranberry and all those things, just do it.
That's gorgeous.
Lovely.
Gorgeous.
And that is backstage.
It's not as bad as it normally is.
No, because I'm a more excited person.
Is it, Santa?